weekend going good. Hopefully good so far. Alright, let's see. Extension on this just to break it loose. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to. Alright, so this bad boy fucked me the whole way. The bolt that went up through there, I couldn't get my breaker, or what's it called? I had to use my breaker bar on it, and it fought me the whole way. So a lot of muscle and leverage. Whew, to get that sucker off. That was not fun at all. Alright. Wonder when was the last time these things were cooking off. They're pretty rusty. Alright, so there's one. That was not fun at all. Alright, now I gotta get the other side. So. Shit, a wasp. Get out of here. Killed him, but ugh. Shit. Don't need no wasps around here. Okay, so this bumper has definitely been off before because it's missing washers and coming off really easy. Yeah, that one came off really easy. Okay, not too bad. Okay, there we go. Set all this stuff to the side. Get out of here, wasp. Even though it's dead, I don't want it here. Alright. The other one didn't have this bracket. So someone took off the passenger side and it didn't have this bracket, so I'm going to have to see if I can find this bracket. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, instead of saving these bolts, I'm just going to go buy new ones and replace them. You know, with some grade 8 bolts. The car's not original. Like I said, if it was all original, the bolts then would be like, oh, okay, I'll keep them, clean them up and reuse them. But it's just going to be easier just to replace them with nice new bolts. So okay, so now I'm going to tape up along here. I could do some fiberglassing. So it's basically going to be your release agent, and so we'll just tape along here. And actually, where it's dirty, kind of keep it dirty, because then it's easier to pull it off. You know, on the tape side when you're pulling off the fiberglass. So from here, we're just going to take it up to where my light is. No need to go any higher than that, because really we're just coming out here, but I want to be able to build it up and be able to get enough fiberglass built up into it. So once more. And I've also seen people put a layer of wax on top of their tape to act as a release agent also. You know, some carabiner wax. I've never done it. So I've always just done it this way. This way works just fine. But when you're using the tape, I like to do 2 layers because it will seep through a little bit, and so we don't want no seepage there. All right, and then I'm going to do the same going this way. And like I said, we're only coming up like, you know, 3-4 inches. Like I said, I went up higher because goop, the fiberglass does get messy. Even though I'm going to come back and sand this down and make it look nice, I still, you know, I don't want to have any major problems. So, all right, so same thing with this. I know what some of you guys are thinking. Finish the deck lid. Come on, everything. Well, finish all this. I want to get that mold first. I don't want this to be all nice and painted, and you know, I don't want to screw up anything, any work I've already done. So I need to get the shape of this done first. Before I do anything else. Alright, I'm gonna put our panel back up in here so we can get that up in there. And then we can do some fine adjusting afterward. Alright, so I'm just putting a box there, or there near the rear end to just prop up, you know, to kind of hold it up. That way when I start fiberglass in this area, see, it'll be nice and flat for the most part. And like I said, we're just getting the general shape because this needs to come up now along here. Let's see if I can zoom out. So up along here, and then through this area, I want it to come up higher. So when I do fiberglass, I'm going to come up fairly high through this area because I want it to kind of swoop out, and I want it higher, and then that way I can shape and form this. Out on here, I'm just getting up to the sides and just going to go up to about right here and go along the edge there. That way, I haven't decided exactly what I want to do yet. You know, I don't know if I want to bring it out a little bit, like flat and out, which is, I think that's what I'm going to do, but I still want it to come up and hug against the body. And then right here, I need to build it up flat right through here, you know, bring it up and hit this. So this is going to be a really messy job. Because it's upside down. I'll be upside down. So yeah, that's basically what we're gonna do. And let's make a mess. So before I get too crazy, because this big hole gap here, I'm gonna need to close it off. So I'm gonna add more tape going across. That way when I lay the fiberglass down, it sticks to the tape, and I can have it mold up to the center here. You know, I was just kind of thinking, oh, I'll put like a piece of cardboard or something. I was just, no, you know what? We'll just put tape. And that way it'll stick to the tape. And it'll hold going up to this edge right here. So, and that's kind of my edge right there. This one, I'm gonna have to get this one slide in like this. Okay. Like I said, that'll be good enough. That'll be good enough to start. Put one more. Might as well. I just got a little bit left anyway. Use this whole roll. Boy, my neck's gonna be kinked after this. Okay, so this is where I'm gonna start with my fiberglass. So I can bring it up to here. The good thing is I can do this just in sections. I don't need to like do the whole thing all at once. So I could just do a section here, you know, wrap it around. I want to kind of follow down this, come down right about there, and then do that. So okay, so when you're doing corners and edges, the fiberglass mat, you know, that's kind of like that, not the weave, it folds easier. The weave doesn't bend as well, so I'm using the fiberglass mat for that. The weave is more for structure. When you lay it flat on the ground, you know, and you know, you have that as you put that up there as for strength. But for right now, we're going to use the mat just to build up, you know, to get the corners and stuff. So I'm already just cutting out the pieces roughly how I want them. Excess won't matter. They're going to be bigger pieces. Because we're just getting along the bottom here. So once we get that initial first one up on there, then the rest will go by much faster. Okay, much quicker. The easiest way to do this is take your strip, okay, you're gonna take some resin, go ahead and just get it wet, and then with gloves you're just gonna pick it up, put it up in there, and that way you can form it. Okay, that is the best and easiest way to go at this for your initial first ones along the bottom. Once these are up in place, no big deal, you know, because then you can just add layer to layer, and because it has fiberglass on it, you can just add more and tap it on, add more and more and more, and build it up. All right, gonna need quite a bit this go around. Mix it up real good. All right. So the easiest thing to do for the first one is just kind of lay a little bit on there like that. Okay. Go ahead and just take your brush, tap it in. You want to tap. You don't want to like go back and forth rubbing. Because when you go back and forth, it just pulls the threads. You really don't want to do that. Okay, there's the first piece. See how it just comes out like that. And then you gotta see what I'm doing. This is gonna be the hard part. So you got your mesh there. And then I'm trying to bring it up right to here. Okay. And we're just gonna kind of tap it on like that. All right. Like I said, this is gonna be messy. But there's our first one. Next one. Do the same thing. And I think we're gonna go. I think we're gonna try to do 3 layers. We'll see. My shoulder's already hurting. This stuff's for young kids to do, you know. It's funny, after you hit about 35, you're all of a sudden you're just like, what the hell is these? This hurts, this hurts. All right, let's go ahead and add a little more up here just to kind of help it. And mold it in place. All right. And the next one. Out. So then on this one, I don't know if you can tell, but I went about 3 inches in. Then come back up and try to put your resin in between there too. Alright, get all these little threads and any little air bubbles. Like I said, this is just a rough form. You're going to come back and you're going to shape all this anyway. You're just getting the form of the contours. That's all you're doing. Alright. Okay. Another one. Maybe we'll go 4. Dump it. We're going to need a lot of resin. Okay. Got my gloves too. This one up in here. Okay, just kind of wanted to show you before I go get the supplies how it looks there. So that way it comes up, and I'll be cutting the fiberglass like right through there, so you can kind of see the line where it's going to be. Okay, so I put a box up here just to hold this corner up edge in. What I want to do is I want to put my fiberglass down right here first, and then, you know, as much as I can right through, all the way through here, and I won't put over the screw hole that's holding it, of course. I'll have to reinforce that later after that's off the car. Okay. But what I'm going to do is with that box up there and this holding this in place, that way I can get this wraparound, okay? And then that will hold this corner up into place when I get, you know, because it sags just a little bit right in here. So once this is dry and attached to the tape, then I'll be able to kind of, you know, form it a little bit better. Does that make sense? All right, so let's go ahead and bend this. Some more resin. Come on. See if I can maybe rip this apart a little bit. A little too heavy on this end right here. There, I think that'll fix it. There we go. But you see why I went up with the tape so high? Because I know I'm going to be shaping. And that way I knew it wasn't going to get all around it. Come on. Getting this to come off is going to be fun. Okay, and there we go. Like I said, I didn't necessarily want to come up this high, but it's better to have more material than less. I know it kind of looks, like I said, crappy right now, but like I said, it's just the mold to sit up in the area to where I'm going to be cutting it. Yeah. All right, we'll let that sit a little bit. And then we'll come over to this last little section right through here. I'm going to try something a little different and see if this helps. I'm going to try to do some small strips first. Okay. And gonna put them up, and then I can put the bigger strips. Because that last go around there, I had a hard time getting that to stick up there. So, and if you notice, I have throwaway stuff like cardboard. And, you know, these plastic cups, stuff like that, everything's throwaway. Alright, so this time we're going to do a strip like this. Let's see if I can get that to hold first. Oop. Come on. Alright. So I think that's kind of the secret, is to use a small strip first and then just come in and see, come on, stick. Yeah, I think that's going to be our secret, is using the smaller strips. But right at first, get them down on there. Come on. Flatten out. Get some of these air bubbles out. Get a little more resin on it, maybe. There we go. That's pushing it out. Like I said, it's going to be stylized, so I don't know exactly, like I said, how high I want to go. So I'd rather go more than less, because it's easier to take away than it is to add more after you get this stuff on. Okay. Oh man, my shoulder really is killing me now. But we got to go through. finish this up. All right. Okay, so far I've used, I'm going to use 3 bags of the mat to finish this project. So I used about 1.5 so far. So it is going to take probably that much to finish this up. I want to add just a little more fiberglass so it's nice and strong, you know, right through here. And get right here in the corner, start right here in the corner and work my way over. Come on, stick, stick, stick. So that one last little piece over that corner, that should strengthen that out. Oh, I got resin in my arm here. Great, 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 great. Another patch right here. And I want one more right in there. And that should do. Okay, so on this side, I want to trim this down just a little bit more. That way I'll get a better fit. So I'm going to take my die grinder and go ahead and just go along the edge and make it a little more tighter looking. I mean, because I originally planned it on being something like that, but I don't think that's going to sit the way I want it to. So I think just die grinding it off will be the best route to go right now. Start this other side. On this side, I am going to do smaller pieces. Maybe that'll make it a little bit easier to stick up on there. I don't know. Should. Okay. Let's go ahead and just kind of put this one right up in there. I'm gonna get the stick. Already starting to move up a little bit. Just because of the heat. Got to work a little bit faster now than normal because it's so hot. Come on. Oh, my shoulder. I know I've been crying all morning about it, but okay. Yeah, smaller pieces are definitely the way to go. I'm actually moving a lot faster than I did on the other side. So this one's a little bit of a bigger piece, but that's all right. With my brush. See how that, I don't know if you can see how the camera, but because I'm not really paying attention but to the view, but it's molding this mat really nice, the shape. So okay, all right, and my last piece. The leaf. Get out of there. Okay. All right, so that should make it really strong right through there. Like that. Oop, come on. Okay, I think that's going to work for us. Okay, so we'll have that set up. I took the screws out before it hardened up, and so anyway, we'll be able to get this to come off, release it in about maybe 2 hours. So we'll let that harden up a little bit, and then we'll come back and we'll take it apart. Okay, so total time to do all this. Took me about, what, 4.5 hours just to do the fiberglassing. And so now I let it sit for another 1.5 hours, 2 hours. So let's go ahead and see if we can get it released and dropped. All right. Okay. Already start to release and drop. Let's do this corner. Here it comes. Right right off. All right. There we go. Now I'm just going to take the tape off and clean it up. That resin is still a little sticky, so I want to just be able to pull up this tape without getting some of this old resin on my fingers. Give me my glove back. Oh my gosh. Leaves a little bit of tape on there, that's fine. You can always come back and sand it off. There we go. So you kind of want to pull it off within, it's still kind of sticky. That way the tape comes off easier. From the mold itself. Okay, so now you can see my form. Like I said, very rough, but now I got my form, and now I can start shaping it the way I want. I'm gonna let that dry for a day or two, completely dry, and then I'll start monkeying around on it again. But for now, turned out okay, huh? So we don't want to get too crazy right now with it, but all right, there's our basic shape. And like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to come back once it's cured, then we'll place it back up in there, screw it up in there, and we're going to draw the outlines, you know, where I'm going to cut and keep. So all right, well, we're gonna end off there for today because this thing kicked my butt. So, and my shoulder is just killing me, and we'll leave it at that. See you next time, guys.